Hello there and welcome back to my art table. I've gotten a few requests about my glaze recipe and how to glaze and all that sort of thing. So I'm going to just do a quick video on that. As you can see, I think I've worked out my focus problem. Yay! Sorry for all the blurry videos. I'm not that skilled at this. I'm getting better as we go, and I just wanted to say thank you so much if you suffered through those blurry videos and still subscribed and commented and gave me a nice word. I really appreciate that. And to any of you who complained, you were well within your rights. They were pretty bad. So anyways, I just wanted to say that, and let's get started. So when I glaze a painting, I'm going to glaze this small artwork for you today. This is a very sort of moody abstract that I did on a deep-edged canvas, and I'm actually going to show you how I finish off my edges. So we'll get to that. But this is my highly scientific and technical glazing technique, so pay close attention. Okay, first you need a container with a tight-fitting lid. Make sure it's very cleaned out, nice and clean. I usually give it just a couple splashes with a mister bottle. I always keep a mister bottle. That's one thing, if you do a lot of acrylics, that's one thing that comes in handy. Next, I use my golden glazes. This one is a gloss, and I generally put in about a quarter amount of gloss in my mix, and a quarter to a third, and then I round out the 2/3 or the 3/4 with my Satin glaze, which is also a golden product. Right here you can see the label. So this is how I pretty much do my glaze recipe. Very scientific, as you can see. And then I mix it all up, and I add a little bit of water, and that stays nicely if you have a really nice tight-fitting lid. And I actually have a mix that I just keep. Here's my mix that I use, and then you just can put this a little bit. I don't pour my glazes right on a painting generally, unless I'm in the undercoat, but if you want to finish off a painting with the glaze, don't pour it right on there. That's just a recipe for disaster. So you want to pour this on a little palette, your dollar store paper plate, and then you can add some water to it. You can add color to it. You can do whatever you want if you're using the glaze. So what I would do when I'm doing that is I would just pour a little of my glaze recipe right on my plate. I add several spritzes of water to keep it nice and moist, and plus a little water works well with glaze. And then I have my Mottler brush, which is how I finish off my paintings. So I did a little video on my brushes, but this is my Mottler that I got at Blick, and this is a more expensive brush than the regular flat brushes that I usually use from Michaels. Those are just cheapy, but they work great for these kind of paintings. So this gives you a beautiful brushless finish. So it's really worth investing in one. I have a couple of them. Actually, I actually have 3 now. So anyway, back to our glaze. We mix that up. There's a little water on my plate. I just kind of, make sure that's a real nice light consistency. And since this is a small painting, it's not going to take a lot. But I will show you the technique I use to cover the whole thing. And on a larger painting, it's a little bit different. So I'll go over that. Make sure your surface is nice and clean and your paint is super dry. Don't try to glaze a painting within an hour of creating it. Let it dry at least a few days, if 24 hours if you only have that much time, but at least a few days if you can. And then what you want to do is you just start at each edge, of course, and I go back and forth like this, and then the other way to make sure you cover everything. I even do a crossways like this to really get the edges. So it's real easy on a small painting like this. When you're working on a large canvas, I would work in like maybe a section this large and then move on, and then go over the entire canvas in one long stroke. So you don't get a lot of little strokey sections when it dries. You get a nice, pretty, smooth finish. And that's what this brush will give you. So you just go back over it a few times while it's wet. You don't want to do this once it starts drying because you will get patchy sections. So you have to make sure that you're still wet. I like to do this before I do my sides, and I will tell you why. Sometimes the glaze will drip down, and if you're not quick enough or you forget to wipe it off, you get those drips, and if you've already finished your sides, then you have to refinish them, so that's just extra work. I like to save myself from doing extra work whenever possible. So I just wipe those down. I either go over them with a brush or a paper towel. And that is how you get a really nice finish on a canvas. Now you can use 100% gloss. You can use 100% satin. I happen to like that mix. It gives me a beautiful finish. There are times when I do finish a painting with a very glossy finish, so I will use that. And there are even, you know, more high gloss finishes you can use. But if you just want a real nice finish, if you do a gloss, I would suggest you do at least 2 to 3 coats to give yourself a really nice glossy finish. But with this, you can do 1 or 2 coats, gives you a beautiful finish. Okay, so that is pretty much all I'm going to say about glazing a painting. That's it. That's the glaze recipe. That's the technique. And next section, I'm going to go ahead, let this dry, and then I'm going to finish off the edges so you can see how you can do that pretty quickly, and a couple different techniques that I use. Again, thank you for all your comments and for subscribing, etc., etc. I really appreciate it, and thanks for sticking with me, and hopefully my videos just get better. Okay, that's all. Okay, we are back for the second part of this tutorial, and I'm going to talk to you about how I finish off my deep-edged paintings. And this is a 1.5 about what they call it, a gallery wrap. So that is a beautiful, nice, weighty canvas, and it looks great if you just hang it on the wall just like this. But a lot of people, they will, you know, do a pattern on the side of the painting. I sometimes do that. I get a lot of requests for that. But I'm just going to finish this in black since this is a darker painting. There are times when I finish in white or maybe a coordinating color to the painting. But this one I'm going to do a black. And I'm going to show you a couple different techniques. One is my more methodical technique, and one is my quickie technique. So what I do is I always have my container of black, and I'm going to actually just show you on my plate here. Since I'm using black, I'm going to go ahead and put some out. I like to use it with a little bit of a medium if possible, and some water. Have my flat brush, it's wet. There's a little water and a little glaze on this palette here. Give it a few spritzes. Not too wet. You do not want the side paint getting too wet and runny. It will run down the surface of your painting. I've done that, not been too happy with that. So I'm going to show you the brush technique first of all, okay? So I'm hoping you can see this. You put some paint on your brush. Make sure you kind of wipe it off the sides like that so you don't have a ton, because you don't want a lot of paint for this. And of course you just can go up the sides like this, starting at the bottom, and be very careful to have a flat technique up and down. And that way you won't flick too much paint onto your canvas. You can also start right at the side and go down. And that is a much more clean and controlled way to do it. So it just depends on which one you're more comfortable with. The other one will flick a little bit of paint. If you go up this way, as you come up, it does flick a little bit of paint on your canvas. So you have to be very careful. This is a little more time consuming, but you will get a little bit of a cleaner finish going up and down. You can go like this. Sometimes your brush will slip and go into your painting. That's tough. So you have to kind of go real slow like that, but that is one way that you can do it. Now, if you've got a painting that's very large, sometimes this works for me when I do a very large canvas. Instead of doing that all the way down the canvas, 60 inches, that's a lot of work. Sometimes I will go back over it like that though, and I will lay down 2 coats on the side. Just take your cellulose sponge, damp, not super wet, but damp. Put your black paint on it, and you can just kind of run down the side like this. Now you are going to get, sort of a base layer that you can go back over. But if you're going to do 2 coats on your side, and I usually do with a really high-end painting, then I'll put down my base layer with a sponge like that. Then once it does dry, then I can go over it with my brush. And it's at least I've got the base layer down, so I've got a really nice finish when I'm done. Again, you want to do this with your painting at an angle or laying down. If you put your painting up like this and you do it, you do risk drips down the front of your painting, especially if you've got too much water on your brush. So you really do want to be quite careful about that, especially when you're using a color like black. Black is rather gnarly to deal with. And if you get black on a painting that doesn't have much black on it, it's a little bit tough to kind of conceal that. So I like to go over both ways slowly, methodically, to get a really nice finish. But when you're done, you've got a beautifully framed painting that has those nice edges. Okay, and that's the finish. It's definitely not glossy. You can see it's got a matte finish. And a painting like this, I prefer a matte finish. But there are paintings when I do a much glossier finish, just depending. So that's how I glaze the painting. That's how I finish the edges. One note I do want to say about when you glaze your painting and you're going across it with your brush. This is not the brush I use, but it's a dry brush. If you're going across like this, your brush tends to kind of lift at the ends like that. So a lot of times we'll look back and we'll see all this got great glaze and you've got dryness around your sides. So you have to go back. So definitely start at your side and go all the way off the canvas. And that will make sure you've got your sides really well. And especially if you go back and forth in a multiple of directions, you'll make sure when you stand back, and you should get down eye level before you finish glazing your painting, and take a look at it and see if, make sure the entire surface is wet and shiny, so you know that you didn't miss any sections. Okay, so just a word about that. I hope that was helpful. Thanks for watching.